You know, just because it's a zombie apocalypse doesn't mean you have to leave your house. And this guy might have the right fucking idea. Hey guys, welcome to Happy Wax TV. So, if there was a movie that kind of slid under my radar, it was this one. I did a trailer review for this flick months ago, and I loved it. I loved the trailer. I thought it looked fucking great. The idea was fantastic. And then it just kind of went away. You know, I'm on the internet every day looking for new movies and news and trailers, and I get stuff sent to me. And honestly, I didn't really hear anything about the release of this flick. And I just kind of stumbled across it when I was on iTunes the other day. So anyways, the movie is called Better Off Zed. And when I saw it on iTunes, I was like, oh fuck yeah, I did a trailer review for this movie. I wonder why I never heard of a release. But it has been released. I'm not sure when exactly it came out. I think it was sometime late last year, like maybe November, December. But it is on iTunes now, so you can watch it there. But man, I was pleasantly surprised with this flick. Now I'll tell you, there was a point in time, you know, a year and a half ago, maybe even a little bit longer, where the zombie genre just absolutely fucking took a nosedive. And it was largely in part because of The Walking Dead. That movie just has sucked ass for so many seasons, and I think it's just kind of numbed everybody of the zombie genre. And it's a shame, really, because I mean, you can do a lot with it. But over this past year, now I can't think off the top of my head of all the zombie movies I've seen, but there has been a ton of fucking good ones, like Cargo and, I don't know, The Night Eats the World. There's been a few. There's been at least a good, you know, 6 to 8 zombie movies that I can't think of the titles, but have just blown me away, that way better than I thought they were going to be, and kind of brought life back into, to me anyways, as far as that genre goes, because I really do enjoy it. Like Dawn of the Dead, is the original one, is like my favorite movie of all time, and it really will be. So anyways, this Better Off Zed is basically, the synopsis is there's a couple starring, actually there's really only 2 people in this, excluding the zombies. Like there's a small cast at the end, but it's more or less just 2 people. It's Christina Woods and Graham Sibley, and they're a couple who have decided to stay in their house during this zombie apocalypse. If I remember correctly, it picks up, there's reference to the apocalypse happening about 3 weeks ago. So we're kind of 3 weeks into this thing where we pick up with these guys. And I mean, they're just kind of living life. I mean, they've got a fenced off house with one of the, you know, the high fences with the spikes on the top. So the zombies can't come in. So they're all on the outside. And I really like the fact that that Travis Stevens, who's the director, went with the old school zombies, which is how they should be. You know, just kind of slow, slumbering zombies. That's what a fucking zombie is. You know, I get the infected, you know, like 28 days later and stuff, where it works. But to call a zombie movie and having fast running super powered zombies is pretty much fucking nonsense. So I like this right off the bat because it had that old school kind of zombie look to it. And you know, the makeup was really well done. It wasn't crazy, but it was just enough, and it was pretty cool. And you could tell too that the apocalypse, they made it look like the apocalypse, like I said, it just happened within the next couple of weeks, because the zombies that we see aren't all these, you know, deteriorated, you know, bones and skulls rotting and all this sort of stuff. It's kind of in the early stages of decomposition, right, which is how it should be. So, but anyways, this couple, mainly the husband here, has decided to stay locked up. I mean, they still have lots of food. They have trees on their property, like orange trees, and I think he said peaches at one point. And then water's still running, hydro's still on. So I mean, they've got everything. And they just decide to live there. Now, as time goes on, you know, shit does happen. But it's funny because, you know, married life can be tough at times, at the best of times, really. And if you're secluded over a period of time, pretty much locked in your house, they go outside, like in their yard and stuff, because they do fence checks and everything every day. But I mean, the husband just does not want to leave here. You learn later on that he's kind of a slacker. I think he was a businessman. I think there's reference to that. But I mean, they do show and make reference to that There are bills that were, you know, not paid and overdue bills and stuff. So I don't know if they were kind of struggling, because she's an artist, a painter, and I think he just wants to you know, live this life of not having to pay bills, not having to work. I mean, he spends most of his time walking around in shorts and his underwear because he doesn't have to be anywhere or do anything. And really, early on in this movie, you're thinking to yourself, that's the fucking life. You know what I mean? Like, these zombies aren't going to break in here because they don't have the strength. And it's just fucking great. Now, mind you, there is one hole in the chain link fence that kind of happens later on. I don't want to give spoilers for this movie, but I mean, really, it is pretty awesome. But like I said, being a married couple, and I mean, day in and day out, you know, seeing each other, and not being able to go anywhere or do anything, and he's loving it, and she's getting more and more worried because the neighbor is a zombie now, and you've got this lineup of zombies at their fence, and again, they have to be quiet, but you know, every day there seems to be a few more of them, and you know, and at night they're banging away and stuff, and she's getting nervous. Now, there's a repetitive radio broadcast that keeps repeating, and she asks the husband, you know, every day, like, you know, because you're supposed to put like a flag down, or every time they have helicopters go over by, you know, they're supposed to be signaling them. Well, he lies to her and says that yes, he's been doing that, but he really hasn't. And they drop pamphlets on where you can go in the city if you can get there to be safe, but this guy collects them all in the mornings while she's still sleeping so that she can't see it. So basically, he's hiding this all from her because he wants to fucking stay here, because, you know, this is a slacker's paradise, man. Just fucking whatever. But as the movie goes on, you know, it gets a little more, well, it doesn't get a little more, it gets a lot more tense as there's more zombies to deal with, and just the inner arguing and stuff of this couple. But it works. Mind you, okay, so you're not gonna, near the end, this movie picks up, but for the first couple of acts, the first and second one, it is slow, but the dialogue's good. There's a lot of funny scenes in here too, with them bantering back and forth, and I mean, the husband is kind of funny. Near the end, you kind of change your tone though, where you think maybe this guy's more of a prick than you know, he's letting on for what he's doing, but I don't know, man. This movie worked for me. I thought it was fucking great. Mind you, it was kind of slow, like I said, for the first half an hour, 40 minutes or so. But I mean, the dialogue is so good, and they're a fun couple to watch. So I don't know, man. If you can find this movie, like I said, it's on iTunes, which is the only place I could find it. I would recommend this. You're not going to be wowed by it. Like, it's not going to break new, you know, be the fucking greatest zombie flick ever made, but it is definitely watchable. I really fucking enjoyed this movie, and the ending, again, I don't want to give spoilers, but the ending gave kind of like a nod to the original Night of the Living Dead, and I just thought it was great. Or sorry, not the original one. My apologies. The Tom Savini one. So you'll understand what I'm talking about when you see it, but. Yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed this flick. I thought it was well done. It was well shot. It almost looked like it was just, again, I've watched a few movies like this where it's just a bunch of friends who want to make a fucking movie and get together and shoot this thing over a period of maybe a couple of weeks. I mean, like there's no CGI in it at all. It's all practical effects, but it just works. And it's all shot pretty much in the confines of this one yard of this house and inside the house. The cast is small, but the conversation and the dialogue is fucking great. And I don't know, I really did like this movie. To give it a rating, I'd probably have to give it like maybe a 6.5, maybe a 7. Again, it's not going to be the best zombie movie ever watched, but I mean, if you want something to do on a Saturday evening, get a couple friends over, and actually, no, maybe not a Saturday night, but a good Sunday movie. You know what I mean? Where you're just relaxing, you know, kind of dozing off, in and out, whatever. This movie is good, and it's I liked it. I really did. Travis Stevens, I think this is his first feature-length movie, and it's just under 90 minutes. I think it's about like 80, 82 minutes, but I don't know, man. I enjoyed it. If you have seen this one, check it out and leave me comments down below and let me know what you thought of it. Again, I mean, it's only on iTunes. I'm surprised this didn't get a bigger release, but who knows? I'm sure Shudder or Netflix will pick it up in the next month or so too, because it is relatively new. So Anyways, guys, let me know what you think of this one. Better Off Zed. I thought it was really great. I would give it a 6.5 anyways, so I think you'll really enjoy it. Just don't expect any like super action, you know, because it's kind of a slow movie, but it is really well done. So anyways, guys, let me know what you think. Yeah, and until next time, stay scared.